So this is sort of a bell warm-up or a bell therapy, depending on if you're considering yourself injured or like on your way to maximum effort. So here's what you can use tone for, right? And so a bell is a pretty perfect tone. You can do this with your own voice. The bell does a lot for you, kind of something to play with, right? So the tone lets me very easily find and maintain my center of balance and like really find it and you know, it really lets you feel the importance of the space when you're moving. And so it's a good warm-up, it's a good rehab, it's a good recovery, because as you feel the importance of that space, you can actually give your weight into it or over it. And there's some tricks to this. It's actually the intensity of your breath. And there's ways to breathe that center you in your water, and they separate sort of positive and negative feelings in you. You sort of separate it, and does the same thing as if you were to hold a float and a weight in the pool. Even if you were at neutral buoyancy, just having that float and that weight separated gives you torsion and leverage to like control your body posture. You can actually give weight over to the separation of positive and negative in a field. So your neutral buoyancy is staying the same because you have like 20 pounds of sink, 20 pounds of float, right? Like imagine that I'm just in the water. If I can actually, the two weights want to go that way. When the two weights want to go together, I can actually pull that apart, and it's the same as if I was holding an object, but I'm actually just in the water. And then I'm able to leverage off my center of gravity in such a way that you can do like planche. You can do planche, and so being able to feel that field, which is where your musicality comes from, if you can learn to resist the movements in the field or to generate them, which people call yin and yang or positive and negative, then you kind of create or discover or feel that you're in a space that you can actually give weight over to. And it's the exact same as if you were floating in water, and this is the best way to learn it, is to have like a heavy weight and a float, so you're pulling that apart, and as you pull it apart, you can actually control your body posture with what is basically energetic sensitivity that's been made very plainly obvious by using the pool and the sink and the float. So that's like higher level, so I'm just saying you can make that space very dense through that type of practice. And that's what makes the space dense enough to be more and more important. Everybody's doing it all the time, but it's like this coordination and this muscle that you can flex. So it's like the weakest person's doing it all the time, just like the weakest person is using their arms. But then the strongest people are doing like front handsprings and stuff. Same arms, same muscles. It's not like they're invisible. Right, so this ability to give weight over to the space and feel the field that you're in, everyone has it and is doing it. So it's good to remember that if you're injured, or to warm that up. And the bell makes it really easy to stay on that. And so this starts to be with what you would call theatrical energy, right? And that's having the space around you drive your motions. So at a really abstract level, that would be like doing a play. Like doing a play is letting the words and the ideas around you dictate your movements. Like you're doing Shakespeare, and the Shakespeare play that everyone's imagining is what controls your movements. So that's theatrical movement. Is like when you let your mind control your body, you're being theatrical. Right? That's why like hysterics and stuff are associated with people who like mentally beat up other people. It's like a type of aggression. But you're controlling yourself with a story. You're controlling yourself with a narrative, and that gives you purpose. That gives you meaning. Like the play is important. Like character is important. Here's why. This is the motivations, and that lets you feel what it's like to really inhabit your body. But to like actually inhabit your body, you should feel as deeply as you do a character that would be very popular and make you a movie star. That's how you should feel about your life. Like imagine acting with that much passion. So acting in that stuff like kind of prepares you to it's just moving energy if you don't take it personally. Like if you're not even being driven mad, if you're not like chasing power, it's just move with all of it. Move with all of it. Most of the time, the only time people move with all of it is if there's some social office or thing. That's the only reason you follow a script that big or movement that big. But you can just feel and go with it naturally. And then to other people, that will look like the only time they've ever seen anything like that was when somebody was acting. So they don't even think it's real. It's like you act with so much persona. Most people think it's theatrical. And it's not you trying to do that, it's just moving with the surrounding space. And so the tone just lets, where's the tone? In the space, so it makes the space more apparent. So staying and moving with the space becomes easier. The same, like similar to how wearing fins helps you kick faster, like a bell. The tone lets you like space harder. And so for like rehab, that space, the more that you can give your weight over that space, that allows you to take weight off of the part of you that's injured, right? If you can give yourself over to the space, so it's like the same as lowering your pull-up by 30 or 40 pounds or whatever. It's not a ton, but just a little lets you do a dramatically larger range of motion. So you can give yourself over to the space to get through hip discomfort. By more and more giving your weight over to the space, floating as if you're in the water. You float the more you pay attention. You can pay attention where the bell is ringing. Where is the bell ringing? The space. Once you're aware of that, you just give your weight over to the space within which the bell is ringing. It's there, so it's floating you. And that sort of expands your range of motion. And simultaneously giving weight over the space increases your like somatic intelligence, your IQ. So you understand like the problem a little bit better because there's more of you in mind, like supporting passively than there is of you like active, like giving you some sort of weird knee or muscle pain or some bizarre like the random injuries and stuff people have where they're like, oh, I don't know why it's hurting, is like a crazy opportunity to examine psychosis. Like, what, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. It's like you. Like when we get those things and we don't know what's going on or how to bridge it, like that's look at the space around that, like bridge it. It makes no sense not to. And simultaneously, you can use it to take a little bit of weight off anywhere that you have a weird range of motion. That's what I'm doing. I'm just finding my max range of motion and taking some weight off by giving it over to the space. And you'll find it actually increases your athleticism or your ability to feel some of that fluidic flow. You find you can't do it as well without the bell. Just like you can't do as many pull-ups without a stretch band, it's like actually helping. So you can do the exercise more powerfully. You can do the exercises you were intended to do it, even if you're too weak. The bell allows you to feel the space enough to actually give some weight over to it. And boom, oh, there's the flow state. If I really work this thing right here that I feel so easily with the bell, if I really work this, one day I'll feel like this without the bell. Like using the breath as if it's a bell. And then get stronger and stronger and stronger at that, and you can see how you can do like Jackie Chan stuff or whatever. Right? It's that muscle, that's the muscle he's using right there. That's the one right there, right where the bell is. Right where the presence is. That's the muscle the action stars are using. They flex that, just like they have big biceps. People flex that muscle right there. You just develop it, and boom. Skateboarding, whatever. Just being a sense of just being lucid, right? so as the space densifies, it starts to feel kind of like water, right? And so if any, like normally it kind of like, yeah, you kind of move slower and you're a little bit off balance as if you're underwater. Like when you flex the presence muscle. And so a lot of times people go, you just get your ass kicked when you do it, like, and so people go, oh, this is useless, and they give it up. Like people find flow state, and then somebody beats the shit out of them, and then they give it up, and that's either spiritually, physically, emotionally. People find oneness or unity, and then it just gets demolished, so they switch to something else. But once you're in that and you actually make it like so dense, it's almost not practical. Like it seems like really cool, but like anytime anything happens, you're the last person to have any decision of anything. And right, even if it's against your own desires, other people's desires. So the degree to which flow state like makes you suck, and it's almost like you're good only because of like how you got out of it, because everyone's just like kicking your ass. If you stay in there and you start to feel how to separate yin and yang, exactly like if you're in the pool, you can use that separation to actually come up off the ground. Like you could have two weights floating on the surface, and if you spread them apart, it gives you enough torsion to like lift up as if you're going to flagpole. If you're in a field capable of supporting you, like the water, you can do this underwater with the separation of the weights. So you're using the weight separation to which is an energetic relationship. The relationship between positive and negative is being translated into physical control, and you can lift your body up behind you based off of the tension between the two weights, plus they're like inertia, right? There's tension between them, and then they're trying to sink float so you can fall against that rotation and actually use it as a grounding point for your movement. Like you can actually ground into the separation of the weights, which is not the bottom, it's not the ground. So you can ground into the space. So if you do that in this space, if you ground into the space, the stuff that it makes you do, and like you're so trained to like stick to it from the other way of being, like if you're actually able to generate yin and yang, the stuff that comes out of it is like absolutely wild. Hey there. Yeah. That's a cute top. That's where'd you get that?
Clothing swap.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not fat, it turns out.
Yeah, I don't think you're fat.
I weighed myself today and it's good.
Yeah, I wish you wouldn't pay attention to the number. I don't think it means anything.
Well, I lost 4 pounds overnight.
I think it's unreliable, the number.
This looks like my old cat in New York. Mine had 6 toes. Anyway, things are okay. How are you?
Good, I guess I'm gonna go down.
You come home with like a boy, didn't you?
No, I was standing right here. It's magnetic. It's like magnetic.
Well, magnetic is my partner. If we're repelling each other, that's something. I'm magnetic on this floor.
I was excited you came home. Thought you I don't care. It's natural. Okay, I'm not going to be very long. Okay.
Peter's sad. I don't know why.
You talked about EMS.
I was trying to shut the door when I got home.
He was like pretty friendly. I tried to volleyball and get him over
Oh,
there.
good.
We got our meters out. My meter's like, his meter just says like save, not save. It's
Yeah.
like 2 lights.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything. So mine
The number.
has all the numbers and like graphs, so you can see the outlets and the fans are giving off quite a bit.
Mine was tried to like look at it. He was like, "It's not a toy." And I took it from him and he was crying. And I was like, "Peter."
It's pretty crazy. You could shield stuff. Like the outlets are doing stuff. So if there would be a way, if I could show that like a mesh over the outlet works.
Copper curd.
I could cut the drywall
Oh,
out.
nice.
You could maybe cut the drywall out and wrap.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, anyway, so there's an outlet by my bed. That's not good. So I don't think replacing the whole person's home, but everyone has outlets by their bed. I bet there's a way to put mesh
Yeah.
behind the drywall
Totally.
and then block it at least for sleep, and you could probably demonstrably show them
And
the
then
EMF
you
meter.
could maybe be like a specialist that architects come to, so that when they're like planning their house that they build, you know how to save electricity. And
Yeah,
make
maybe.
sure that there's outlets in the room that aren't next to the bed.
Yeah, or shield the outlets.
Yeah, man. These are still big on you?
I guess you guys can go. I'll probably slow you down. What? Okay, how much time? Okay, I'll go then. We have time. Do we have time? You're the-
Ever.
Go treat my own family this way.
No, you wouldn't.
I would too.
Bullshit.
I do. I'm over there and I'm nursing this.
Dude, don't start with me.
Seriously.
I already got black pilled by Jen today.
What did you say? I didn't even understand why that was bad.
He's so really short. Are you saying you want church time?
You're really reading it. You are
I
super
read
reading
to
into it.
Two people read the text and they both said, ooh, she's not ready to have you connected. She's obviously